afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for November 5th, 2020, Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern. So we have a lot of, let's just put it this way, highly active energies, frequencies happening. And understand that all of us, each of us are connected to energy. We are energy, and everything around us is energy. It's frequency in different forms, energy forming in different forms through the collective consciousness. So we have once we identify with ourselves in our own way, that you are free-flowing, free-form energy, that you affect the universal change and shift through your intention. The dangerous part is that we all know that if when we operate through the ego mind, thinking it's the heart mind, it can backfire on us because the ego and the mind are just really horrible masters. So they can cause all kinds of issues. But when we move into the heart mind and then move the energy into form through the mind, because then we master the mind and we direct the mind. So our intention, you picture it as a brilliant beaming light of frequency that you're sending from your heart mind, and it's hitting the space. It's moving. It looks like a liquid plasma as it hits space and it fans out. And as it does this, you start to see through your intent, your heart mind, forming, the energy starts to form with the assistance of the universe what your intent is. One who is connected to the energy stream is more powerful than a million who are not. Okay? One who is connected to the energy stream is more powerful than a million who are not. And two who are harmoniously focused and connected to the energy stream brings about a co-creative endeavor that cannot be matched by anything else in all of the universe. Think about that. And some of us have the audacity to question our power. That's Abraham Hicks. Everyone has access to a magical power inside them that goes beyond all the limitations of what our rational society knows to be true. Each of us are able to tap into a world of infinite potentiality where anything is possible, and our dreams really do come true. They really create into reality. We create them into reality. We manifest them. Most naysayers out there would scoff at this formula, at this perspective. Yet little do they know that they too are creating their own reality by the negativism they hold. Once they loosen their grip just a tiny bit on the tightly wound point of view they're clenching to, you will see that there is room in this amazing universe for all sorts of wild things. If you just for an instant, if you just look around you, you will notice that this world that you are living in consists of polar opposites. There is duality around every corner. You have dark and light, day and night, male and female, high and low, good and bad, right and wrong. You can also interpret these opposites as complementary energies, since they depend on each other to coexist. With this said, if there is a world of typical, mundane, normal existence, okay, if there is a world of typical, mundane, normal existence, there too must also exist an opposite or complementary side. In other words, two worlds. There must exist a magical realm that defines all the typical laws that we are supposed to be true in our everyday reality. This is the world of unlimited energy and infinite possibilities, which has to exist to counterbalance the world of the ordinary mind. So the invitation at this point in the game is for you to let go and trust that all things are possible in your life. Period. There's really no exceptions. All things are possible in your life. If you don't trust, you will miss. You won't miss the small things. You will miss the great things, with which the greatest of them all is love. For love contains that which makes all things possible. It brings life to where there should have been death and yields abundance to where poverty could have crept in. So I invite you to take a step into your inner world today and imagine that whatever you believe to be true is your truth creating into reality into your world. What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly, Richard Bach. Deep down inside each of us is something that is so powerful that it is beyond measure. There is an omnipotent magic genie who is here to grant your every wish and desire. And this powerful being is always listening to your every word, gesture, and command, forever ready to assist you in creating the physical reality that your heart is longing for. The most important aspect of all for each of us to realize is that our genie can hear the importance of our wishes through the emotional energy that we have. When we radiate out a very strong feeling about something, this energy activates and awakens your inner genie to get busy and start manifesting and creating reality the beliefs behind the emotion. So no matter whether your thoughts are negative or positive, it will manifest whatever your strongest feelings tend to be. It is an absolute fact. This is why the more aware, the more cognizant we become of us, of what we are creating, knowing it, rather than haphazardly like the ego mind and the mind flailing around, then you'll be in like Flint. Because then, with total trust, you will create whatever your strongest feelings tend to be. So you will not create. You will identify the fact that you are angry, stressed, fearful, antagonistic, irritable. You will not stay there it'll be brief, because you'll identify it and you'll say, that is not my place. I will leave it now. I have no need for it. So you look at your genie as very sharp and perceptive. It takes commands based on whatever your attention and focus falls upon. Your awareness is the guidance system where it knows to wave its magic manifesting hands. And if your mind is continuously having strong yearning desires for something to manifest, to create reality, your genie will feel and hear the neediness and lacking feelings that you are generating. It will then support you with creating more lack and empty results in the outer world. If you have a strong feeling about something that you absolutely don't want to occur, your genie will sense that negative feeling of what you don't want and give you more challenge, adversity, and negativity to deal with. You see how that works? When you say you don't want, some of us say it with just a lot of energy. So what happens is, the universe, or the genie, okay, it's very perceptive, finitely so. So when you have a negative feeling of what you don't want, and you give, okay, the genie or the universe will give you more lack and empty results in the outer world. It will give you more challenge and adversity and negativity to deal with, because you continually start saying, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this, I don't want that. So it will continue to replace what you don't want with more of what you don't want, and it will continue to do that until you come to the full conclusion on your own. This is a ridiculous marathon, merry-go-round that I've got to get off. This is ridiculous. And this is what happens to a lot of us, where we will pull that in, but we're saying we don't want it, but then, okay, the universe of the genie comes in and gives you more challenging, more negativity, because you keep saying you don't want it. You see how it works? So if you were to say, I don't care to have that, that's different. That's a different frequency. But it's our choice to be very mindful. So your genie knows that you are its master, and so it doesn't doubt your lead. It would never think that you made a mistake in what you choose to focus your divine attention upon. So it is aware that you are more divine, intelligent, and powerful than itself. So it will go ahead and create the reality, manifest challenging situations for you. Perhaps your life may be too boring, or your soul is not learning as much as it could, and you need some extra grist churning inside your mill. The key to befriending your magic genie is to know it is always listening, and to be very specific about what you are focusing on. And the more clear and certain you are about your desires, the faster your genie will hand them over to you. Yet, you cannot just haphazardly think about what you want in your life. You must use your heart and gut and know that this is it. By being so certain about it, you really relax inside and can allow the feeling of accepting your creating into reality manifestations arrival. Being single in your desire is the greatest secret to all, to getting aligned with the full power behind your magic genie. If your mind is full of too many needs, wants, desires, your genie will get confused and unable to hear specifically what you most want. It is essential that you take time to be still and get very quiet inside before you start requesting anything. You see how this works? From the silent space within you will be clear enough to choose just one thing that makes your heart sing. As long as there is a knowing that your request has been received, it all depends on how deep your connection is with your magic genie, as to know as to how effortless the materialization occurs. There is so much magic inside each of us that is just waiting to burst out into our lives. It wasn't, and it wants to create the most amazing relationships, abundance, income, inspiring career, and feelings of unstoppability in all that you do. So you get ready to be granted full access to the inner realms that your genie lives and becomes the master of your destiny. So this gives you, it's giving you just an absolute clear picture of your power and your ability. But if you do it haphazardly, then what are you going to get? More of the same. More of what you don't want. And if you do it haphazardly and you shoot it out from the ego mind, then you're not going to see anything. And And you feel that in your heart-mind to understand that this is a phenomenal picture for you to identify with. The omnipotent power that you are within you, doesn't it make sense? That there's nothing, once we operate, once we work with who and what we are, and then we oversee the ego mind through the heart mind, and then we go into silence, and then in detail re-request what we want. And we just let it go, because we have all the trust that you could possibly have. There's no second guessing, there's no doubt, there's no anxiety. It is an absolute boom. And then you just keep moving forward. How come that there isn't so many of us being able to do this? Why is that? Because we're operating in haphazard form through the ego mind. That's why. That's exactly what's happening. That's why people get frustrated, and then they add more. And then they add more to their frustration, and they add more to the frustration. Now, it may subside at times, but then it's back. And then it'll subside, and then it's back. But it's a riot. It is just absolutely a riot. So, it's our knowing, each of us. Imagine through your heart mind that you know this, see? You know it through your heart mind. You know that by being haphazard and letting the ego mind decide this for you and continually attracting more challenge and more lack, more adversity, this is what occurs. It depends on how you move with those energies that the universe or your magic genie, whatever you want to call it, flies at you, sends to you in total perfection. And we've all experienced this because none of us are exempt. So we experience this and we go, wow, when's this all going to end? This is absolutely ridiculous. It seems like everywhere I turn, and you know how you say to yourself, or in conversation verbally, I don't want this to happen. I don't want that. I don't want any more of this. And what happens? You'll get other challenges and other negativities, low frequencies, literally flooding you. Now, it doesn't happen. It's not necessarily that it's the same thing. It'll be other things that will come in. How many of us get overwhelmed with that? How many of us get angry? How many of us get fearful and stressed out? A lot. We've been taught so long in these bodies that we don't have the power or the ability to create anything into reality because we're powerless. Because, for instance, what do? We live, we love, we lose, we learn, and someday we might laugh. And every single second, there is something extremely magical happening right in this now, in this very moment of each of our lives. We may not be aware of it or care to take notice, yet it is here and it continues to go on being magical all the time. It happens so frequently that it can seem normal or obvious and typical, which is why we might tend to overlook it every day. Yet, truly, this magical thing is more amazing than the mind can fully believe or comprehend. This miraculous thing that I'm talking about is your life. And it is happening inside of you, through you, to you, and for you right now. There is a perpetual creation of the experience of you occurring just for you to enjoy you. There's not much you can do about it. The best thing to do is to just let go and completely surrender yourself to the experience. And on a physical level, there are millions of miniature life-giving processes happening inside your body right now. There are energies that are keeping your heart beating, your lungs breathing, your hair growing, your teeth from decaying, and allowing your heart to relax and sleep tonight. Your diaphragm is pulling in continual flow of oxygenating energy into your lungs, while your body is pumping blood to trillions of cells, lovingly transporting the great river of life-giving energy to every cell throughout your body. In this moment, in this very moment, as you are sitting here in this meditation, understanding what I am sharing with you, billions of brain cells are being engaged in understanding these concepts. It is only in this now moment that you can find this miraculous experience called life and discover where it is coming from. When you stop to appreciate all of the wonderful things that are occurring in your life, this highly sensitive extrasensory perception begins opening with you. You begin feeling and sensing the divinity that is behind every breath and heartbeat. And this wonderful, sweet sensitivity increases to the point where you can feel the vibrant matrix of intelligence that is weaving itself through all thoughts and things. It's amazing what a little appreciation for life can open up in each and every one of us. And when we start to be grateful for all the little things that we usually take for granted, we can begin to see, smell, taste, and hear the deeper meaning of our existence. It becomes possible to actually know on a spiritual level why we all are here and what is the true meaning of our lives. We see that everything that is happening around us is actually a miracle because we realize that we also are a miracle. Perhaps one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves is the experience of conscious awareness. We can watch the mind think, perceive, and make up all sorts of explanations about ourselves and our lives. We can see that when we make the slightest, most subtle shift in our perception of reality, our entire attitude and exploration of life changes. Our body responds differently to the stimuli that it once believed was threatening, and we find an entirely new reason for being alive. The mind is the greatest inventor of lies. It never actually sees the truth in all its perfection. It can only see fragments of the truth, catch a glimpse of it here and there, and try to capture it with some fixed yet random creative expression. It is always making up stories about other people, the world, yourself, and the way that life is. It makes these enormous, glorious assumptions to courageously capture the truth and fit it into a beautiful box that others can appreciate and praise. Yet the truth is too big for the mind to contain. The truth is everything in the universe that is here now. The mind can only hold on to two things. Only two things. Quite interesting, too. The past and the future. It can only hold on to those two things, the past and the future. The mind cannot just be here now in the present. The moment the mind completely surrenders into the burning fire of the now, all grasping disappears and all of your suffering created by the mind is gone. The singer exists only in the singing. The walker exists only in the walking. So is the ego. The ego exists only in clinging, in possessing things, in dominating things. When there is no domination, no desire to dominate, no desire to cling, no desire to possess, the ego starts evaporating. Oh, hell. If you wish to experience the truly miraculous being that you are, and get a real taste of the amazing life that is yours to enjoy, you must drop the mind. We've got to drop the mind, guys. You must give it up completely and let go of all clinging to its righteous beliefs and ways of thinking. This is the only way to be truly alive. Otherwise, you're just living in tomorrow and yesterday, missing out on this wondrous moment of life. And the true you can only be found here, in this now moment. And one day, this body and mind are going to be gone, which is why this experience of your life is so very, very, very precious. Your life is so precious. Take the time today to truly enjoy you being here right now and totally alive. How often do we appreciate the opportunity we have just to experience what it is like to be alive? Have any of you done that in the now? Recently? How often do we appreciate the opportunity to have just to experience what it is like to be alive? The appreciation is our ticket to freedom. It is the main vehicle for liberating ourselves from the mind. And it's many, many, many prisons to see, feel, and smell the divinity with all things. You must drop all attachment to the mind and its entanglements. You must merge with it. Find peace with the mind within you. Just imagine that you are the sun, and the mind is a small, hard comet heading towards you, about to get burned up in the sun's sacred fire. Stop trying to get anywhere. Just drop the mind and see how much you can really enjoy this day, that you are still alive. In this very moment, you are still here. Who knows about the next moment? Remember this. Choose to do everything you can to be radically alive. And my request to all of you here is not that you try and push yourself further into your known lists of sensory pleasures and mental distractions or physical addictions. I'm challenging you to go deeper into your aliveness, your spiritual nature, and find a deeper, more authentic joy inside of you, one that contains a deep healing relaxation within it. I want you to find the peace that is within your soul. It is here now and will help each and every one of us transcend every hidden anxiety and self-sabotaging behavior we have had. Become so alive, so vibrating with life that you suddenly realize that you cannot hold on to all your worries and fears, that they are no longer your priority. Imagine how it would feel to be so relaxed and excited about your life, living in this magical body-mind vehicle you are in, that you forget all insecurity and fear. What if the main mission of your life was to do this? What if finding absolute unending joy was as simple as being fully here now, welcoming this sacred moment, and whatever the experience is giving you? What if the goal of your life was to cherish yourself in each precious moment as if this was the first or last moment of your life? How would you live this day differently if this was your truth? Did you know the translation of the word sin, as we've shared this several times? Understand this. I'll repeat this over and over again. Means to miss the target. That's it. This is the essence of the now. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is to relax our bodies. Relax our bodies. Head to toe, inside now. Let everything go. How do you let things go? You surrender them. You surrender. You don't fight it. You don't grab it. You don't hug it. You just surrender it. You have no need for it. It's gone. You don't say, I don't want this. Okay? Of course, if you decide to do that, that's up to you, but You're just going to get more adversity that'll be sent into you. So you release everything that has been you've attached to yourself, emotions, going into the past and the future with the mind, and just not being happy or satisfied with your life right now. And the body will respond, because the body, you're the master of the body. The body communicates with you and says, hey, come over here and check this out for me. Or, hey, come over here and check that out for me. I appreciate it. Thank you. I love you. So does it make any sense to any of us that we are the master and commander? So we communicate in a loving relationship with our bodies so that we are able to release and relax the body. So the body responds to, oh, thank you so much. All that stuff you were carrying was really getting difficult for me. Thanks for letting it go and surrendering it away. So once we do this with the body, then we move into the now. And the now, and understand that the mind is only capable of the past or the future. It does not address the now. Why do you think we keep skipping from past to future and over the now? Say, this is where you become the master and commander of your mind. This is where you stay only in the now. Period. And what does the now do? It stills the mind and the ego, that incessant chatter that we all are being bombarded with. What does it do? We could become quiet. What happens when you become quiet and the chatter has been alleviated in the quietness? Then you request of your genie or the universe in detail what you want. And that's coming from the heart-mind. And I guarantee you, once you let go of it, once you have put it out there, you're going to have it. And you don't care what time, what date. You just know that it will be there. And that's it. And this is when you just forget about it. And all of a sudden you're surprised because there it is. So now how do we stay in the now? How do we stay in the now? How do we stay in the now and keep it coming from our heart minds instead of the ego and the mind? How do we do that? We breathe. It's our breath. Our breath is divine positive energy because it supports and houses the kingdom of God within it. So this divine positive energy, our breath, we take it in very easily. Breath in through our noses and breath out through our mouths. And as we do this, as we breath it in, we can feel the divineness, the perfection of our breath. This is pure energy. And it's mixed in with the breath that we're taking in. This is what energizes us. It actually, in a way, it feeds our energy existence. So as we breath this breath in, we join it with our God force energy, our chi, our ki, our prana, our power. And the two of them are very effortlessly brought through 7 wheels of light, 7 energy vortexes, all different colored wheels of light, all different flowers in these wheels, and all different geometrical shapes in the center of these flowers in these wheels. So we start with the sacral chakra, the Vadhisthana. This is sexuality and pleasure. We better start with the root chakra, the red wheel of light, the Muladhara, career, money, mindset, and sense of belonging. This represents our foundation of feeling of being in the flow, which means you're overseeing your journey in life from the heart-mind. It's at the base of the spine, the tailbone area. Our emotional issues are survival issues such as financial independence, money, and food. Our physical association is the spine, rectum, legs, arms, and circulatory system. Then we go to the sacral chakra, the orange wheel of light, the Vajrayana, sexuality and pleasure. It's our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. The location is lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. Emotional issues are sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality, physical association of reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, immune system. And we have our solar plexus chakra, our golden yellow wheel of light, the Manipura. This is our personal power and ability to channel our chi, our God force energy, our ability to be confident and in the flow of our lives, in deep gratitude of our lives through our heart minds. Location is upper abdomen and the stomach area. Emotional issues are self-worth, self-confidence, and self-esteem. Physical association is central nervous system, pancreas, inner liver, the chest, digestive tract, and skin. Heart chakra, emerald green wheel of light, the Anahata. Love, relationships, and self-acceptance. It is our ability to love. If we don't know that we are love and embrace the love that we are not going to truly love anything else. Location is center of the chest, just above the heart. Emotional issues, love, joy, inner peace. Physical association, heart, thymus, lower lung, circulatory system, immune system. And then we move to the throat chakra, the Vishuddha, self-expression, blue wheel of light, our ability to communicate. It's located in our throat. Emotional issues are communication of self-expression of feelings, the truth. Physical association, thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, and vocal cords. Then we move to the indigo wheel of light, the third eye chakra, the ajna. This is intuition, sense of purpose, and direction in life. Obviously, through our heart minds, through our deep gratitude of this life and the joy that we are experiencing it, it's our ability to focus on and see the big picture. Some of us will see the trees and not the forest. We'll see the forest and not the trees. Some of us will see the trees and the forest. Some of us won't see any of it. It's emotional issues or intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions. You can call it the brow chakra, the third eye chakra, the ajna. Sits in between the eyes and between the brows. And the physical association, pituitary gland, eyes, and sinuses. Then we move to the crown chakra, the violet wheel of light, the Sahasrara. This is the connection to the divine. It's the highest chakra, represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. It's at the very top of our heads. Emotional issues are inner and outer beauty, our connection to spirituality, pure bliss. Physical association is pineal gland, brain, and nervous system. Think, see through your heart-mind's motion picture. Now we brought our God force energy and our divine positive energy, our breath. And we hold it right at the top of our heads. And we hold it briefly. I am light. I am love. I am. And in that brief moment, we condense it into pure liquid energy, and we release it over our pineal gland. Now, through your heart-mind's motion picture, you see your pineal gland any way you choose. I see it as a rosebud, green ball. And when I release this pure liquid energy over it, it absolutely explodes. It turns into a full-blooming, multicolored petaled rose with an phenomenal fragrance, massive, is sending out beautiful waves of deep eternal love, gratitude, joy, celebration. Our pineal gland is so important to us while we're in these bodies. It is the gateway to all the particles of existence. It is the gateway to pure consciousness, the God, and everything beyond all of that. And it melts, once we do this, it melts all of the blocks. All of the iron doors vanish. It just becomes one room where you can be everything and everything, nothing and nothing, all at once and beyond. We're also consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. We're also aware that we are one, that we are merged. The heart-mind. The spirit. The God. The pure consciousness. The higher self, the soul. All one. We have others with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. We have the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, El Morya, Abundancia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, many, many, many more. Now, both of them are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. The archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes, their civilization vibrates at a different frequency than we do, so we don't see them like we see each other. Thousands, tens of thousands can surround any one of us at any one time. Because of their frequency, they can house a large number in a small area. But we do meet them. We meet them throughout this life. We interact with them. We talk with them. Doesn't necessarily mean that you'll know it in the moment, but later it will dawn on you. That wasn't just your average Joe or Jane. That was an angel. And that's bliss when you identify that. Are we them and them us? Yes. The ascended masters are those who have mastered ascension out of physical form, and they hold God form, pure consciousness. We are those who have are mastering into physical form and creating our experience in physical form so that we can perfect our creation. And so we're compelled to call out to all the different facets of all of us, aspects. So we call out to all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and the forming of this circle of light. And they come in the Guga plexus. In the Guga plexus, one Guga plex fills this universe. They come in trillions of Guga plexus from every direction. From every direction. They are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and the forming of the circle of light. They come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. Now, we're only familiar with a handful of them, just barely. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. Millions of others throughout the universe. Billions and trillions. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, this includes all of their species, levels, and also all the good, the not so good, and the bad. We have the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans. We have the Zeta Reticuli. We have the feline, the Greys, the Nords. We have the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian. Many, many, many more. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. They've been assisting us in our evolution, our enlightenment, our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings, all of those who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in this meditation, the forming of the circle of light. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, the forming of the circle of light. We're only familiar with a handful of them. They come in the trillions. Shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations of which many we've never, ever seen. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. Many, many, many more. They come in the trillions, and they are with us now. We are all assembled. All reflections of each other, all different aspects. All of our gods is one, arm in arm, hand in hand. We are in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God, pure consciousness, and we're all love. We immediately form a massive circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now in this meditation. This light comes from our very being center core of our existence. It is the purest of deepest eternal love and gratitude. It is absolutely unending. It is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of space. It floods everything and everything. All of our brothers and sisters, the entire civilization on the surface of this planet, on it, in it, above it, below it. With pure, deep, eternal love, pure, deep, eternal gratitude. Eternally. Lifting all the frequencies. It would take 1,000 billion of the suns in this solar system to even come close to its brilliance. Now we begin to levitate up above this planet. As we do this, we come into a gossamer field. This is an ocean of endless glitter, reflecting little mirrors of vibrant colors, all reflecting all of us back and forth, all aspects and facets of each and every one of us. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We call upon the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us of the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us of our omnipotent power, resolve, strength. Then we're met with the purple transmuting flame. And before, we are met with the column of the white fire. Purple transmuting flame waves. And the white fire is our God force armor, our God light love armor. Head to toe, inside and out, perpetually protecting us 24/7 eternally. This is pure, deep, eternal love and gratitude. It's the highest of the highest high frequencies. Nothing externally can violate it. Nothing can cause it harm. Nothing can breach it externally. But only you have the power that if you decide, whether consciously or unconsciously, to lower your vibrational frequency low enough through hatred, anger, deception, dishonesty, fear, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor. Just enough to allow all of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. And if you do this, the purple transmuting flame has been waiting. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance. And we send them to pure consciousness where they are no more. We then bring in the violet ray. This is a column that reminds us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can literally purify and cleanse the area where all of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, restoring our vibrational frequency and harmony to the highest high of deep, pure, eternal love and gratitude, sealing our breach. Once again, we are in the love, of the love, from the love. We're then met with golden white pink light. This is a column that reminds each and every single one of us that we are the sunsets. We are the sunrises. We are the rain. We are the rainbows. We are the sunlight. We are the sun. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the brooks. We are the trees. We are the forests. We are the soils. We are the sky. We are everything. Now, some of us decide to step out as we continue to levitate above this planet. We decide to step out our physical forms and just float effortlessly above them. As we do this, we come in pure contact with this massive crystalline light tower that we've created, and it is larger than the solar system. And in the center of it is this massive oblong sphere. And in the center of the sphere is a beautiful golden, yellow, vibrant light, sending out soft, warm mists of deep, eternal love and gratitude. And then surrounding it are these beautiful, vibrant circles of prosperity, of gentleness, of kindness, of generosity, of humbleness, of wealth, wonderful health, riches. All warm mist. Feel it as it saturates your skin into the very core of your being. Now at the top we designed it so that the golden ocean can come flowing 360 degrees in every direction, as it continues to do eternally, flooding everything and everything, nothing and nothing. All of us being saturated head to toe, inside and out. Again, lifting our vibrational frequency ever so much more, higher and higher. This golden ocean, we are the drops of this golden ocean. We hold the essence of the golden ocean. The ocean is the drops are the ocean. There is no separation. We then see our meditative sphere. We created this sphere nearly 3 years ago. It holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Over 1,000 of these meditations, from all of us on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, and this meditation, and this circle of light, and the liberation of the planet, and all of the civilizations. And every day we add to it, effortlessly. You feel it literally saturate you in deep eternal love and gratitude and prosperity and abundance and happiness and bliss. Eternally. How can the frequencies not continue to rise, to elevate? They cannot be stopped. They cannot be reversed. This is why this meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. Through your heart, mind, motion picture, feel the joy of your life. Move into exuberation, celebration, knowing that you have this opportunity to be in that body-mind to experience, knowing that you are becoming more aware that you're the one, the master and commander, that brings the mind as your servant and not your master. And then through your heart-mind directs the mind to move energy into form. And when you become silent, you still the mind. You send this request to the universe or your genie of what in detail you desire, and you let it go, and it will be. I join you in the meditation and return to close you out. breath out through the mouth. Move slowly. When we practice being in the energy of devotion, we are feeding the heart with a joy that has no end to it. And this ultimately brings real satisfaction into our lives. Filling that great longing and yearning we each have for the everlasting joy we feel is missing inside. And that real devotion is one of the greatest secrets to finding our spiritual freedom in this lifetime, in this now. The feeling of it alleviates our suffering instantly, as it allows every action to feel sacred and aligned with our life purpose. It is the most essential nutrient necessary to create a truly exquisite life that is deeply fulfilling on all levels in this now. Take that with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, into the following morning. We will return here November 6th, 2020, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation.